Thank you for joining me. This is the Spiritual Princess coming to you with a video about creating boundaries with spirit. But first, I wanted to tell everybody listening that most mediums understand that life prepared them early for hardships, sorrows, and other difficulties. Most mediums I meet have had a very rough childhood, a rough beginning. Most of us realize that many challenges were not meant to break us, but to awaken us into the healer we are today. So typically, mediums or psychics become the wounded healers. Past trauma allows mediums to learn lessons early in life in order to comfort others through their pain and suffering, because a medium can empathize with that. And because we are good at connecting with other suffering souls, we tend to get used as a dumping ground for others' emotions and problems. And that's why setting personal boundaries is essential for any medium, whether you're doing it with people in your life or with the spirit world. I asked my guides how to properly set boundaries with spirit. And my guide said, a medium must ask the spirit or spirits not to invade their space or disrupt their life. And that's up to the medium, but please understand that having this gift is meant to help spirits who have lost their way. So we have to be sure to let them know we will help them when we're ready and we're not just chasing them away. The spirits will listen and respect the boundaries unless that spirit is dark, negative, or evil and it has no light. As for the dark, negative, and evil spirits, my guides have explained that they will not respect boundaries or listen to you. They will want to cause harm or create problems, and that is when the medium has to call on the archangels for assistance, which I've had to do many times doing this work. My guides say, though, that most of the time, a dark or evil spirit will not want to engage with someone of the light, like an angel, and they will retreat. You will encounter beings who have learned how to harm the living. So they might try, and that's when it becomes imperative to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are protected and ask the highest of God's angels, like Archangel Michael, to come and take care of the dark, negative, and evil. So it's very important for mediums to learn about creating boundaries with spirit and protecting themselves and understanding that you have the authority to stop any bad behavior a spirit is causing. And as a medium, we tend to attract spirits who have had similar experiences. So, for example, I have had a family member commit suicide. So, somebody who knows how that feels and have lived through suicide in their lifetime, you have an emotional wound from it. Once we experience something tragic, we tend to have compassion for it, and the spirit recognizes that in us. That's also true if you knew somebody who dealt with drug or alcohol addictions. A soul who passed away due to an addiction will gravitate toward that person rather than another medium because that other medium doesn't understand addiction issues. So that's something to keep in mind. So when it comes down to having a psychic child, that's where setting boundaries with spirit is very important. And I will do another video on psychic children because I raised one. And parents have every right to ask angels and guides to protect their children and help set the boundaries for the child. You pretty much, if you have a psychic child, you have to ask angels to protect them morning, noon, and night. Otherwise, your kids won't have a restful night's sleep because spirits will always be trying to talk to them or try to get their help, and they will misbehave. So you have to know how to deal with that too. So let's talk about boundaries with friends and family. So being a medium, you must set boundaries with friends and family the same way you do with spirit. Otherwise, friends will try to take advantage of your abilities for their selfish gain. They will think you owe them information because you're friends or family and you should give it freely. And that destroys relationships if people aren't careful. A medium can quickly resent people or resent having the ability. When you understand your worth, you stop giving away your time for free. And if you're uncomfortable giving friends and family messages, then you have to be sure to tell them that your gifts are used to help others find peace and healing and not to be used for personal gain or information regarding their life. If people hang around for that reason, you will know it pretty quick. It's best to break ties with people like that because people do become obsessed with getting messages. And the last thing I'll talk about, and it's sort of on the line of creating boundaries, it's something that makes me crazy as a medium, and it's when people believe or make the medium feel that it is wrong to be paid for giving a reading or message. I volunteered with a museum in Denver for over 5 years, and they actually told me I was wrong for expecting to be paid for my time. Even though I was working full day events for them, bringing in people, the museum advertised the event using my name and services on their website, and it sold out. And after years of volunteering for these various events, I had to put my foot down and I told them I would be happy to work the function, but I would like some kind of payment for my time. Being a medium, this is work and it takes a lot of time and energy. I took 6 years to study to become more advanced. I spent thousands of dollars on classes and workshops and whatever advanced training I could get. So for people to think we shouldn't get paid is wrong. The bottom line here is that mediums should only give free readings if they want to. And that is entirely different than being taken advantage of, like what happened to me. And mediums have every right to be paid for the time and attention it takes to give readings. People who believe we should do it for free are sadly mistaken. And I bet those people don't work full time jobs for free. Like I said earlier, giving messages takes a lot of time and energy. So to do that for no cost is really up to the person, but it's like a job like anything else. And for that reason, I believe mediums have every right to be compensated for their time and attention. And don't get me wrong, I didn't set up this channel to try to make money. I am sharing all of the knowledge that I have because I learned how to be a medium the hard way. I grew up as a medium, but I was untrained. I had a lot of scary experiences. I didn't really know what it was. I thought I was crazy for a while. So I set up this channel to share a lot of insight and knowledge that it takes to do this work. And I also give free readings and messages every Friday. Um, so hopefully people are taking advantage of listening to those. Anyway, that concludes the video on how to create boundaries with people and with spirit. So hopefully you learned something and have a great day or night. Love and light.